Hey, welcome back everyone to part 2 of the DM7 drum mic comparison. So the drums are done now, so let's check it out in Studio One. Alright, so here we are in the Studio One session. Just so you know, on the Studio Live 16R, I used 20 dB of gain on all the mics. I found it was pretty even for all the mics, including the different condenser overheads. So let's listen to the examples again. So here we go with my standard mics. Okay, so now the DM7 set. So there you go. So now I'll quickly solo each microphone and compare them on each of the instruments. And then I'll also solo the overheads for a comparison on those too. Here we go with my standard D112 by AKG. Okay, so here's the DM7. I'm pretty impressed with that. I think that it's what you would expect from a kick drum mic. So here we go with my standard SM57 for the snare drum. And now the ST4. Okay, and moving right along, we have the Tom 1. This is my standard D2 Audix mic that I have on Tom 1. Let me play that again, it's a little quick. So here is the ST4 on the Tom. Remember, there's no gates or anything on these, they're just raw files, so you can still hear a lot of bleed with the mics. Both mics look to be about the same amount of bleed too, by the look of them. But as you know, you don't look at audio. So here we go with the floor tom. On this one, I use Sennheiser 421. So here's the floor tom for that. Okay, so now here's the ST4 on a floor tom. Now you'll notice with this, I found that the ST4 didn't kind of like the low tuning I have on this 16 by 16 floor tom. So it kind of didn't like the bottom end. So have a listen again. And now in comparison to the 421. See, there's a lot more bottom end to that one. So here we go with the overheads. Now this is the Lewitt LCT 140 Airs. Now I mentioned at the start of the video here that most of the gain was on 20 dB. what happened was I didn't realise that I'd left the -12 pad on the LCT 140s. So I've level matched those. I brought those up. So that's the only change with these. So here we go with my standard set. Okay, and now the same with the OH2s. Here we go. So there we go. That's the different mics in comparison with each other. So I found the DM set to be quite nice. They're a little bit darker sounding than the others, than my normal suspects that I use here in the studio. But I must say I'm pretty impressed with that bass drum mic, the BD1, because it seems to be, as I said, what you'd expect from a kick drum mic. There's plenty of attack and bottom end. Is not as much beefiness in my ears for the BD1 in comparison with the D112, but you know, it's not bad. For live, I think it would be pretty awesome. So I didn't mind the ST4 on the snare drum too. It kind of gave it a nice beefiness. It seems that the ST4s are a little dark sounding on my drum kit anyway. But other than that, sounds pretty good. Okay, so let's have a listen to the DM7 set with a little bit of processing, a little bit of love. So here we go. For comparison, let's just play it plain without any processing. And now with some fat channel processing. So as you can hear, you can get a great result from this set. There was one little other problem that I had while I was setting up. When I was putting the clips onto my floor tom, I found that the little thread adapter that comes with the clips that clip onto the rim, I found that it went all the way down inside the mic, and it was a real pain to get it out. So I would suggest to use the ones that you can get with which have an outer rim on them, so you actually don't lose the thread adapter and half an hour to try and find the right thing to get that out of the mic. But that, apart from that, it's a good set for live. I think it's a great buy for $4.99 Australian, which is around kind of $70 a mic. I think that's quite good for what they are. The only thing is that if you're looking for mics for the studio, they would be an excellent start. Don't get me wrong, they sound, as you could hear there, they don't sound too bad after a little bit of processing. But I think you'll find for studio you might be replacing them fairly quickly as your skills progress in recording drums. But again, they are a great start. Hey, thanks for watching. If you'd like the audio files from my Studio One session here, please leave me a comment or send me an email to andrew@hazardsound.com. I'll also include, I did some separate separate hits on each drum using the DM7 set so that you can hear what they sound like. So also leave me a comment down below how you think they sounded, because I'm really interested to know. So don't forget to subscribe and give me a like too if you think the video is great. So thanks again for watching to the end. I'll see you in the next one.